am having, Mac.
I don't want you to get the wrong idea about this video, because Mario Odyssey, or Super Mario Odyssey, is really a super game. It's one of my favorite Mario games, if not one of my favorite video games ever. Definitely my top 5 favorite Mario games for sure. That said, I'm not sure if I want this game to get a sequel quite yet. Now, I'm not saying that Mario Odyssey doesn't have enough content to have a sequel, because it definitely does, and there is a lot of actual unused content in, some of their concept art and stuff like that could be used in a potential sequel for this game. And it would kind of function the same way Galaxy 2 did when it came to Galaxy, in which the reason the sequel got made was because of the extra content that didn't fit for Galaxy 1. That said, this game has a lot of potential for a sequel in the first place, but I just don't know if I want that to happen, at least not yet. The reason I don't want Mario Odyssey 2 yet is because I want them to prioritize their focus on something else. A brand new Mario title built from the ground up that has a completely different gameplay style, but still one that we've recently seen before. I'm speaking on behalf of my favorite 3D Mario title ever, Bowser's Fury. I am not lying to you when I say this, but if it came down to having a Mario Odyssey sequel released this year, or a new Mario game with the formula and gameplay style of Bowser's Fury, I'm going to pick the latter over the former 9 times out of 10. Now, the only reason I say 9 times out of 10 is because I do fully believe the potential of Mario Odyssey having an amazing sequel, so I do feel like we'd be missing out on something, but that said, this Bowser's Fury gameplay style has so much more potential, I believe, that has not even been tapped yet. I feel like Mario Odyssey has already done so much stuff that the more they add to it, I think the game is just going to feel more and more great, but at the same time, it won't feel fresh and inviting like it did the first time, or at least not as fresh as a sequel to the Bowser's Fury game, or I guess not even really a sequel, a game that is inspired off of Bowser's Fury gameplay style. One of the biggest limitations of Mario Odyssey, and yes, it did make up for it, but it was the lack of power-ups. It didn't feel like the Mario game that we were also accustomed to, but Mario using the capture ability kind of gave him power-ups in a different way, where he could use his enemies and use their powers instead of getting like a fire flower or a star or something. I think it's for that reason why I find Mario Odyssey to be one of the most interesting Mario games in the entire franchise. It's just so different. But even with that in mind, I feel like with the movie coming out, you'd want to have a game that pretty much captures the identity of Mario to its fullness. Now, Mario Odyssey, I feel as though it was a great game, but I don't know if I get that same Mario feeling from it as I do from games like 64, or even Sunshine for that matter. And no, I'm not saying Mario Odyssey doesn't feel like a Mario game, because it most certainly does, but I feel like it is the most different from anything we've ever seen before, and I think everyone should agree with me on that one. I mean, come on, Mario is literally capturing a dinosaur in this game. But even with that aside, I feel like it's really imperative to pretty much drive home that Mario feeling, because once the movie releases, there's going to be so many people who just want to play Mario games and explore that world that Mario's living in, and I feel like the best possibility of doing this is in a game like Bowser's Fury. Think about the past 3D Mario games, for example. Think about games like 64 and Sunshine and Galaxy. Think about how each of those games had like a little hub world kind of area where you stayed on and you'd go to levels from there. You wouldn't actually just be able to walk up and go to a level, and that you can do in Bowser's Fury. And I feel like this is such a great concept that should easily be carried over in a future Mario title. And also, it'd make the game just feel more inviting, and I'd also even say more enjoyable. However, the only downside to this is once you complete it like in Bowser's Fury, you can't go back and do it again. But I really do think there's a way around this, where Mario can maybe even go back to the location he previously was and just replay it. Or you can maybe select it from a menu where you can just kind of replay old levels that you beat before. I don't know why this wasn't in Bowser's Fury in the first place. It's really annoying having to restart the entire game over if I want to play like a certain section again or just relive it. But if this is your biggest grievance against Bowser's Fury, well then you can say the same thing about Mario Odyssey as well, because you can't do that there either unless you want to replay a boss battle, but even then, you can do that in Bowser's Fury, where you can just fight Bowser again. Now, I think one of the bigger problems could possibly be, if this game is going to be like completely all open land, just how big is the land going to be? And ideally, I'd want to get rid of all this water because I don't want to ride on Plessy to every single location. There's so many things you can do with this, right? So make it like a grassy land or whatever, like the Mushroom Kingdom. Picture that, for example. And Mario can just ride on Yoshi or whatever and travel all around the kingdom. And that's if you want to get to location in a quick manner. You could just run around as Mario if you want to, or roll around as he does in Mario Odyssey. Better yet, why not just steal a shell from a Koopa and just roll around in that? I mean, there's so many cool things we can do here with traversing that I feel like has not been tapped yet fully in a Mario title. Okay, so now picture this. In this hypothetical game, Mario is able to travel through different kingdoms or worlds or whatever, just like he normally does in the 3D Mario games, and chasing down Bowser, or whatever villain may happen to be in this game. Now, you can go to different locations like the Mushroom Kingdom, Yoshi's Island, DK Jungle, the Dark Lands where Bowser rules and reigns supreme. I'd even throw in that Snow Kingdom where the penguins live from the Mario movie. And shoot, why stop there? Let's throw in like New Donk City, or like some sort of city kingdom where Mario can explore again, because people love New Donk City despite how small it was in Odyssey. There's so much content you can do here, and I feel like stealing straight from the movie is a good idea. People who are going to see this movie are definitely going to fall in love with it. I mean, I already did. So I feel like I would want to be able to explore these worlds as Mario and run around them to their entirety. And in a gameplay style like Bowser's Fury, the possibilities are pretty much endless. I'd even say that you can capitalize on this experience in Bowser's Fury by having a better, more viable multiplayer. You see, the one issue I had with Bowser's Fury multiplayer is that it felt like, I don't know, like you were playing Sonic 2 and you just happened to give someone the other controller for Tails and they really didn't have to do anything really. Like, that's what Bowser Jr. was like. You know, you can give the controller to like your younger sibling or something and they can just kind of like fool around with it, not really having to do much of anything. Here's what I propose for this hypothetical Mario game. You can have multiple playable characters like Mario, Luigi, Peach. I'd even throw in characters like Donkey Kong too, because let's get the Mario movie hype train rolling. And have all these characters playable, and you can have multiple people play the game, probably like a max of 2. And we can do sort of like how Kirby Forgotten Land did it, where the multiplayer was fun and engaging for whoever was playing, whether it was player 1 or player 2. Now, I feel like they could easily do the same kind of stuff for a potential Mario Odyssey sequel and having a multiplayer system that's fun and engaging, and also utilizing the kingdoms from the Mario movies to kind of get the job done. But I feel like throwing a Mario Odyssey 2 out there after the release of such a phenomenal movie is gonna throw some people off who haven't even played Mario Odyssey 1. They might feel obligated to play this game before they play the sequel. And I mean, that may or may not be the case, but I feel like the best way of opening up new fans is introducing them to all of the Mario lore at its finest, introducing the item system and the kingdoms to their entirety, and having them be able to explore them unlike ever before. Now, this isn't to say that I don't want Mario Odyssey 2, as even in my title of the video, I said I don't want Mario Odyssey 2 yet, because this is a game I still definitely would love to see, later down the line though, because I feel like this should be the next 3D Mario title. In my own opinion, I feel like this would be the perfect title to release after the Mario movie, and also could probably be a contender for the best Mario game ever. At least those are my thoughts. What do you guys think? Do you want to see Mario Odyssey 2 or my hypothetical Mario game first? I'd love to see what you guys have to say. So let me know in the comment section down below. And also while you're at it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on the video if you enjoyed it. This is Sonic signing out. Have a super blessed day, y'all.
Why are you playing that trash?
Thank you.